Well met, everyone. I am Rich the Lich. Today's video will be a fun fights video. Coffee is in hand. As is the Wacom pen. Tonight is my D&D session where I attempt to TPK my group as always. They're clever and savvy, so they always get the upper hand on me. Let's get into this. So, fun fights. As always, we will do a D&D roller thing. There it is. If you've watched any of my fun fights videos, you know what's going on here. If you haven't, allow me to explain. Fun fights is my way of making combat encounters, things of that nature, more interesting, more intriguing, more exciting, more challenging perhaps. And I do this randomly. What I do is I open up D&D Beyond, I go to the Monster tab. I have all of the D&D Beyond content, so all official WotC products. As such, you notice that you are seeing monsters here in alphabetical order from Storm King's Thunder, and you have the Monster Manual monsters, of course, and the Things in Volo's Guide, Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. All of the monsters that are officially published are laid out in this D&D Beyond digital interface. There are 70 pages. What I do is I use this random dice roller that I find from Google, and I roll a D100. I disregard anything 71 or higher, and what that does is that tells me what page I am pulling the monster from. And then I just simply count. Let's just do it. So, there are 70 pages in total of monsters. Let's do a D100 roll. Today we are looking at some kind of monster on page 26. So, bear with me here for a moment, folks. And there we are, page 26. I recently just woke, so if I look a little Viking-esque, frazzled at the face, disregard, yes? So, now what I do is we count how many creatures are on this page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with the Githyankai Kithrak. Scroll down. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There are 20 monsters in total. So what I will do is I will now roll a d20. Boom! 18. What that tells us is, that's 20, that's 19. We are looking at, a Glabrezu today. Why do I do it this way? Why do I randomize it? What I'm trying to do is just perhaps inspire you and show you just some tips and tricks from a storyteller, someone that has run countless campaigns, countless fights. I've been a dungeon master for close to 30 years. And in my time in doing this, I've just learned that there are times you have to make some adaptations. You have to try and focus on gearing a certain encounter towards the makeup of your group. Something may come out as really, really high hit points, high AC. If you don't have a lot of damage output at your table, that encounter by default will become a little unmanageable. So what I want to show you by doing the random thing here is it doesn't matter what the monster is. It doesn't always have to be the iconics of the Mind Flayers and the Beholders and the Ancient Red Dragons and a Tarask. And you can create just exciting, interesting, and most importantly, memorable encounters with anything if you just apply a few simple principles. So what we'll do is we'll take a look at the Glabrezu. There he is, okay? Wonderful, cool picture. It's a demon. There's a little bit of iconic going on there already because it's a demon, right? It's this horrible, nasty thing. I'm going to hit print screen, and then we'll open up Photoshop. So now we take everything over into the second phase of goodness. I have a ferret. I have 3 actually to be exact. And they can cause some issues, so I want to make sure I'm clear to go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's just simply create a page template that I can work with. There we go. Now, first thing I always do when I'm noodling and kind of doing some graphic art, I create some sort of background. It's just a light gray. That way I still have enough contrast that you can see what's going on. But staring at a blank white canvas is no different for me than looking at that blank page in Microsoft Word when you know you have to write a good book or a novel. It's just creatively overwhelming. I've now completed the first task for the day. I've completed step 1, which is I created a background. As simple and ugly as it is, I've done that. So now what I'm going to do is new layer. This is not meant to be Photoshop 101 tutorial. I'm just somewhat talking you through what's going on. So we're going to cut and paste. I print screen this thing, right? So I need this. I need this guy right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, Control X, Control V to cut and paste. Okay, there he is. So here it is. We're going to put this guy in the corner. Now, this layout, what you're seeing on screen, I'm doing this for demo purposes, certainly, but I will actually kind of crop this down into 8.5 by 11 and sort of landscape format. And I will print this and bring this with me to my table. So this isn't only my reference sheet for the encounter or the combat. This is also where I will track, you know, hit points and put conditions and notes. And this is my sort of combat cheat sheet, if you will. The last 2 days, I've been attacked by, like, the fairies of the Allergy Kingdom. And so it's just, there's always this constant, I don't know, layer of junk just killing me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a stroke on this thing here. This is noodling. This is detailing. This is another thing that just allows my mind to flow. It's completely unnecessary. Okay, you don't have to have that pretty border around it, but I do it. Okay, and I like that color scheme, so we're going to go with this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create some bullet points. Cool. All right, so I've got some bullet points here, right? Let's just create 4, okay? So we have a Glabrezu. Let's take a look at this guy. Armor class 17, natural armor. Okay, hit points 157. Pretty beefy. Good speed. I thought he flew. No, he's just a big, nasty, clawed demon guy. Okay, so he doesn't fly. So stats, he's got really good con, int. Wow, all the stats are really good. All right, therefore he has good saving throws. So damage resistance is cold, fire, lightning, bludgeoning. Let's do possibly something with this. Okay, there's a lot of elements that he's resistant to, but he's only immune to poison. Okay, so let's see, True Sight, that's going to be a problem for the players. What does that do? The beauty of using the D&D Beyond interface is I can mouse over these things. Okay, normal and magic, and he can see invis. Okay, cool. Let's take advantage of that. Right? These are things that because I'm randomizing it, I was not able to plan this ahead of time, but the process, what I'm trying to show here on the video is how you can start to look at the things of any monster that sort of identify them or that make them different than other things. True Sight it's a rarity. You know, not everything, yes, very powerful things, you know, the high CR stuff may have it, but it's something I can run with because it may not be available in your normal, simpler encounters. Therefore, it's going to make this encounter, by default, more memorable because there's something there that they don't normally see, that my group doesn't normally see. He has an 8 spell casting. There isn't anything... Power Word Stun is huge, of course, but there isn't anything, oh my gosh, this is crazy. You know, separate or unique, I should say. He makes 4 attacks, 2 with his pinchers, 2 with his fists. You know what? I should have just brought this picture in, but I didn't. It's okay. Okay, that's why he's Goro from Mortal Kombat. Boom, right there. That's what sparked it. Came out of nowhere randomly, right? Here's what I'm going to do: is I am going to create in honor of the new Mortal Kombat game, Mortal Kombat 11 or something like this, that just recently came out. Boom, we have an arena. We're going to go gladiator style, all right? We've got some doors both sides. There's some like cages over here in the corner. Boom, boom. Okay, right here. And then here. I don't know why there's a damn Glabrezu as part of the arena section, if you will. But you don't have to draw this to this level of I don't even want to say level of detail, but there's a bunch of little noodling I have to do. But what I'm doing, though, while I'm doing this, is I'm being a little more freeform, and I'm starting to turn on certain parts of my brain to allow me to be infinitely more creative. And you don't want to stifle that stuff, right? I want to stay as far away from the logic center of things right now as possible, because once I start saying, oh, does that look right? Is that really what an arena looks like? Let me look up the Colosseum. You know, once you start getting into stuff like that, Now what happens is you stop being creative, and now you start analyzing and you know what I mean? Be free. Allow the Bob Ross's happy accidents to still happen. Right? So these are seats. Now, if there's freaking Glabrezu fighting in the arena, you damn well had better have some more barriers. So what we'll do is we'll say that there's these sort of runes over here, you know, in various places. Whatever. And then I'll just do it simply. We'll select this and this. I'm going to take this section here. We'll go copy that. We're going to rotate it a bit. Doesn't matter which way the runes face, because I don't know what the hell they mean. I don't even know if I'm going to do anything with them, really, but it is what it is. And then we'll just create a new one over here. Kind of. Okay. And then there is going to be sort of a looser, or I don't even want to say looser, a big wall as such. Boom, 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 boom. I know I'm cutting into my runes. It doesn't matter. You're just trying to get the idea of it. Okay. So cool. Let's do that. All right. And what's that for? That's just a giant wall thing, whatever. It just keeps the fans separate from the monsters a little more. Okay. There's this gate right here, right? So we're going to create this sort of portcullis thing. There it is. This is where we'll use blue for the PCs. Nice, pretty blue. Oops. There it is. And then straight red. Okay, that's the Glabrezu. See what I mean? You hear that noise back there? That's my freaking ferret chewing on my Velcro. And then we'll do this. PCs. Okay, so we have an arena combat that's going on, right? And where did that come from? I thought of Goro from Mortal Kombat because this Glabrezu has... I keep referring to him, so let's just do this, okay, guys? He's coming, he's coming. Wait. There he is. Boom, boom. Bring him in. Shrink him a bit. Nope, that way. We'll put him, we gotta put him somewhere over here. We'll put him down here. But he has to get the same treatment. Copy. Haha, yes. Now he's beautiful. Okay, so let's kind of delve into some of these bullet points, right? We have arena fight. I don't want that. Let's get back to my really pretty. So we have an arena fight going on. Arena fight. The PCs are confined. That's a big thing. Okay. What else? Invis. I'm going to say there's something invisible that kind of keeps popping up at random intervals throughout the fight, like a timer. But because he has true sight, he can see it and interact with it. So invis, let's stay along the video game component. Quad damage. I don't know if you remember that from the video game Quake. But they're, I don't know, craziness things. Invisible quad damage spawns in arena. Crowd throws heal pots. This is crazy. This is getting very video gamey. This may be not real. Hold on. Not realistic enough, you know. Now, I think this guy's going to get a little bit crazy. He's the one that can see the quad damage for the most part, unless one of the players casts See and Viz and picks up on that. So what I also want to do is I'm going to chain the Glabrezu a little bit. Chain Glabrezu. Okay. So as he comes in here and he spawns in, the Glabrezu, it's kind of an unwieldy word. He comes in here, there's going to be these sort of... let me draw these things. There's these big sort of They're sort of everywhere, right? And this is, you know, when they're fighting, the PCs are fighting against something smaller or less horribly evil. You've got, you don't have to have the creature chained to these things, right? But the Glabrezu has these large sort of, 1, 2, let's do this. This, again, is art that does not need to occur at all. You need to get the idea of it. You don't have to spend this kind of time on it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Right? But it keeps my mind, it just keeps me flowing. And I think that's the beauty of this, is not just for demo purposes, but I'm trying to create more fun and memorable encounters. So make the journey and the experience in that creation fun and memorable. When I take this to my table and I print it out, okay, so there's these chains that hold him, okay, and maybe he can possibly be chained at all of these different ones as well at different points. You know, there's some, I don't know, wizard that has some control over the demon, like to make it a little more manageable, so it's not just some random entity that came from the plane of hell or something like this. This demon is a pet of a very high level wizard, and he's now created an entire career off of using this demon to entertain the crowds of this evil kingdom, let's say. And for whatever reason, the PCs are in here and they're sort of captives. And in order for them to escape, they need to challenge, you know, they need to win the fight in the arena. Okay, so with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple of more bullet points. So PCs need to win arena challenge to gain ticket out of this bad place. I know you're not going to be able to read that very well, but you get it. So they need to beat this guy. So he's chained, so he's kind of confined there. He's going to have his 4 attacks. I'm going to kind of start getting towards wrapping this up here. But I think you see, I think the most important selling point for this video, you know, to show you just how fun fights can be generated and how you can create some memorable things, is you never know what that spark is going to be. I randomly chose this guy. So where we went into the arena and Goro and Mortal Kombat, the only reason why that came about is because as we look at this guy, and I read that he has 4 attacks, 2 with its pincers and 2 with its fists. And then I look, and that's immediately what just came into my head. That's a very creative, flighty thing, right? You don't know where that inspiration is going to come from. But run with that, because the fact that it's there, it pops into your head, there's something there that resonates with you. And if you then run with that and take that to the table, it's going to resonate with your players because there's an excitement there. It's a spark, a thought that I've now manifested into some physical thing on screen that I can now print with me. And there's a lot of power in that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of beauty in the intention of something when it starts and it moves and transitions from something swirling in your headspace into something that I can manifest and bring to my group at the table. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of strength in such a thing. So I don't need to nitpick in detail and over lengthen the video by going over exactly how this combat happens, but let's just kind of finalize it with that. So there's an arena, there's a fight. I now don't know how my PCs got there, but by thinking backwards from this point, I'm now creating story arcs and hooks of wherever your group might be in your current world or your session or game. What needs to occur between that point and this end point of let's get them to this evil city, and they're captive there, right? They're stuck in that city. They can't leave. They're confined. Where do I need to close that gap? You know, what journey needs to happen? What other encounters need to happen? But you've just created more gameplay by this random fun fights thing. And the reason why my PCs are in this, you know, why they're in the city, who knows? But they've learned that the head of the city, the revenant that runs the city, the undead power, the vampire, whatever it may be, says, I will let you out. I'll let you leave if you defeat my challengers in the arena. So the PC is now confined to this arena challenge, and they have to, their final fight, if they beat this guy, is they need to beat this Glabrezu. In order to help the PCs, because it's a pretty tough fight, the crowd every once in a while throws these like vials, these heal potions. Sometimes they break, I might roll 50% chance. Sometimes they don't. The PCs can pick those up and drink them. They're their heal potions, right? They help minimize the burden on the clerics having to spend all their spell slots to heal. And the reason why the PCs need sort of their throne of bone, they need that help, is I'm taking off, I'm piggybacking or working with this guy's trait of True Sight, which allows him to see invisible creatures and things like that. I don't know if it's going to allow him to see invisible objects. I'll take a look at it really quick, but it's not that important because I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah. Allows him to see invisible creatures and objects. There is this Quake style, a la, I talked about Mortal Kombat already. There's this quad damage, quad damage that pops up. And maybe when he picks it up and he, every once in a while in combat, the PCs just see him run over to a corner and consume this thing. And he just, kind of like American Werewolf in London. Like imagine this guy is sort of bursting out of his own skin, werewolf shape change style. And he's changing into a little bit of a larger demon. And now they're like, oh shit, he's now got advantage. Or his attacks deal an additional D8 damage. Or if I want to quad damage it, instead of doing 2d10 plus 5 per attack, I'm now doing 4d10 or 8d10 plus whatever. So that's why the potions get thrown in, depending on how much you want to make that. But he takes advantage of True Sight. The PCs don't really take advantage of that unless they cast See Invis, because they don't see those quad damage potions. But to confine it all, or to help, again, balance it and give something in favor of their PCs, the chains don't have to be this exact length, but he has somewhat of a leash, so it minimizes how often he can access the quad damages. If there's one that spawns over here and over here, he may not be able to reach that in one round. His full round might be move and then dash to get to it, that type of thing. But that's it, I saw forearms, I thought Goro, I thought very fighting game style, which turned me into a very closed off, confined octagon UFC battle, if you will, against this Glabrezu. And then why the hell is a Glabrezu there? There's this powerful wizard that's using him as the form of entertainment, and the PCs are there and they need to win this battle in order to escape. But it's created that long story arc of why they're there and so on. Do they interact with that wizard afterwards and learn something about it, or so on? And are there other horrible places that do this where normal folk that are not as skilled as the PCs have to fight against demons in the arena? You know what I mean? Is this some sick torture-y type of thing? Whatever. But it fits because it's a large fiend demon. So there it is. This is today's edition of Fun Fights, where the PCs take on Goro the Glabrezu inside of the battle arena of darkness and death and chains and quad damage. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you later.